Good Monday morning,
Yay!
everyone. I know for most people here in Texas, it is back to school week. So happy first week of back to school. Getting your kids going. Meadow will start on Wednesday. So we have Meet the Teacher tonight. So we're going to be partying with her. I just found out like 45 minutes ago who her teacher is. So be a fun time. But today is on Author Talk. It is me and Sandy. We're doing a check-in with the fabulous Sandy. She's always up
It's
to
like old
fabulous new
times.
things. I know, and you're always up to fabulous new things, even though you're retired, you still are out
I
dabbling.
am having a wonderful life. Do you know that I was thinking last night? I don't even know how many vacations I've taken this year. I've been to
Yeah.
Mexico. I just got back from a cruise. I've been to Alabama to visit my family. I'm like, what? And I'm going in on September 14th. I'm going back to Mexico. My son and daughter-in-law purchased property there. They're going to retire there in a few years. For now, it's our vacation place, their vacation place, and I have a standing invitation. So I found out they were going in September. I'm like, hey, I think I'll go with you. So I'm going down there for a couple of weeks. I'll be actually working on our project that we're going to talk about from there. And I just have a grand old life here.
I love it. It's a good life when you're losing count of how many vacations you have gone on. It is a good life when those things happen. So,
But I
yeah.
like it that I get to be on AuthorTalk occasionally when Russell or Valerie can't make it, and so I'm keeping my finger in the pot a little bit and stirring it every now and then. So I'm having a great.
I love it. I love it. What more could you ask for, Sandy? You are
I
dabbling in new things, though. So, it is exciting. It is
It is
exciting.
very exciting, very exciting, and I
Yeah.
get to hang out with the fabulous, wonderful, amazing Aimee Ravichandran.
I am pretty amazing. I am
You are,
pretty amazing. It's what
you
people
are.
keep telling me. So I've just decided to own it. It's what
I
people
think
keep
that's
telling
great.
me.
I think you should own it.
Yeah. Well, so this weekend was a bittersweet but fun and exciting weekend, like always, right? It is my last weekend of Meadow not being in school. So we went and did school lunch shopping and just bless
I
Joshua's little
know.
heart, but he is just over the moon. He's all like, we're all going to be on the same schedule, getting up early. It's going to be great. And I'm over here just like, I want to punch you. Okay. Like we have our own schedule that functions on all of us. We don't all need to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Okay. So he's thoroughly excited about it and about Meadow starting school. And he was like, I'm going to meal prep all her lunches. So we're going to see how long that actually lasts.
Are
Okay.
y'all
Because
going to?
I'm
Are y'all
thinking a
both
month.
going to? Are you both going to take her to school on Wednesday for her first
Yeah,
day?
because that's the only day we get to walk her in. So other than that, we don't get to walk her in. She's kind of on her own after Wednesday. So we'll both take her and I'll pick her up. I'm gonna probably pick up Josh. Who knows? I feel like out of this relationship, Josh is gonna be the biggest ball bag out of the two of us, just because it is sad, yes, because she is leaving. But if you have known Meadow and the struggles that she's had with just confidence, right, at such an early age, especially with her only being 5, you would be just as excited for her as I am because she gets to kind of discover who she is, but gain her confidence kind of outside of her sister and things. And so it's a bittersweet moment, yes, but I'm very excited to hopefully watch her confidence grow. It's been a challenge to kind of do that here this past year and a half or so that she's been just with me. And so I'm excited for this adventure. And Josh is just, he's going to join the PTO and be all of this, be all up in the school. And I'm just like, I'm picking and dropping off. Okay. We
I
don't need to do
love
that.
watching you two and your family. I think you guys are just awesome, both of you, and I think I can't wait. I mean, I love Meadow. I love my Sandy's grandchildren from Aimee, and she's just the most beautiful child, and It amazes me sometimes how the most beautiful of children have have the confidence issue, and but I think you and Josh are doing a wonderful job, and I know she's going to be amazing, and she'll be in there just leading the pack at school. And but what's Sky going to do while Meadows at school?
You know, I don't know. That's the golden question that everybody has, right? But I mean, if you hang around Sky just for 5 minutes, one, she's never met a stranger, okay? But two, she's a little spitfire. She's very much me in miniature form. And so she can play by herself. She's fine with that. She likes to just watch movies, which is my thing. So, I think she'll be excited to go and pick up Meadow and drop her off and do all these things, but to have like her own time. So, we'll just have to see.
So if Sky is Aimee, is Meadow more like Josh?
Meadows like the combination of Josh and I. So she is detail oriented, I guess, like I am, not to the extreme like Josh, but she's very detail oriented like I am. But she is she gets some of my less favorable qualities. She is a people pleaser, which I can and have tended to be. Easily sensitive, which is not me by any means, but she is those kinds of things. But she is very much, the older she gets, the more sure of who she is. So she's the combination of me and Josh for sure.
That's awesome.
So so it's an interesting thing. But with all of that going on, I did tell her, I will be leaving in October. And she's all like, Mom gets to go to a hotel room. Why don't we all get to go? And I'm like, no, this isn't a trip like a dad trip where we can go and hang out and just drive. Like it's not happening. Right. So, there's things she's starting to kind of understand that I do and stuff, which makes it more fun and exciting. And our conversations are deeper. But it'll be an interesting week. I feel like for all of us parents, it's an interesting, exciting, sad, all the emotions you could probably feel in one day, so it'll be fun for sure. But in the book industry, Sandy, you're already starting new stuff, girl. So tell me about your new adventure that you and Rita have going on. What's happening with that?
Well, when I first retired from HP and started my business, Rita was like the first person I met. And she's the one that really got me going in the publishing world and taught me everything I know. So we both retired. She retired before I did. She would take a project every now and then I retired in 21. So she contacted me and said, I've got an idea and I want to work on it. Are you interested? And of course, I'm like, of course I am. Here I am sitting here watching everything that comes out on Netflix and streaming everything. And so I'm like, yeah, I would love to do something besides, what Netflix. So it's called the Fire Book Award. And Rita will be on eventually. We'll have her on so she can talk about the reason for it and all of that. And she just got this greatest story about it. But briefly, the Fire Book Awards is a book award competition, and it's exclusively for independently published book publishers or authors, anyone who has a book published in 2024. So it's new, and the books are new. It's the Fire Book Awards. So we have a website called Fire Book Awards with an F.com, and you can go there and find out all the information, how to submit the book, everything we're doing for the books that are submitted is based on our love of publishing world and the independently published world. So we will have the gold, silver, and bronze. That's pretty common with awards, book awards. And the reason I'm glad we're talking about this today is because The deadline for submitting books is September 30th. So Fire Book Awards, created by Rita, is based on a story, a mythological story about Prometheus. And if you're not familiar with Prometheus, which most people are, so Prometheus was a god who wanted to help humans, and he stole fire from the gods and gave it to humans. That's a very short, brief version of that story. Very long story. And because of that, he was punished and so on and so forth. And you can read the story. Google has a shorter version of it as well. This is us wanting to give recognition to quality, well-written, independently published books. So we are like stealing the fire and the thunder from the big publishing houses and giving some of it to the independently published authors and the books and rewarding them for their effort. Because so from the beginning, when I first started with Rita 20 years ago, self-publishing, which is what it was called then, was really like the stepchild of the publishing world. And if you had a book that was self-published, you were not given an opportunity immediately. You could not submit your book to most awards. You couldn't do a lot of things. Libraries wouldn't take the book. Bookstores wouldn't take the book. It was a challenge to sell books at 20 years ago from independently published authors. Now, independent books are one of the highest numbers because people have realized that, books that are published through Amazon or some of the other publishers can be just the quality, can be just as well written, can be everything that you would get from Random House. And I've always told the authors I work with, if you publish your own book through Amazon or one of these other independent publishers, you have to have the quality that Random House has, or Simon and Schuster, one of the big ones. Otherwise, you don't do anything but bring down the whole self-publishing, independently publishing world. You make everyone look bad because that's the concept, that's the picture that people had of independent books. So I've always, and Aimee, when you worked with me and we worked together, we made sure that every book that we represented was well written, had a great cover, had the back looked great. We worked with every one of them. So we always made sure they were quality. And that's one of the things that Rita and I, and Aimee's working with us, and so is Rita's daughter, Dina. The four of us are the founding team for this award, Fire Book Award. And we want to reward authors who have done a lot to raise the level of quality in independently published books and have raised the level of visibility. And we're working to make this a true marketing effort for them. So in that realm, we will be giving, helping with press releases for anyone that wins gold, silver, or bronze. After that is recognized and we name the winners in each category, we have about 30 categories. After that, we will be doing an online internet vote for the number one book in the fiction, nonfiction, and that book, that author, that publisher will receive a $1,500 award. And the others will receive the gold, silver, and bronze will get a what are we calling it, Aimee? They get a trophy if they want it, or something, the plaque, or something that gives you, that shows. Plus, you get the gold star that says this is a gold bestseller. All of that. Your book will look like a bestseller if you win one of the gold, silver, or bronze awards. And then after that, we enter all of them into just the winners go into the internet voting. And that then will be announced in December. And the actual internet vote will be in December. and we'll announce the winners at I think the 1st of January 2025. We got lots of stuff planned. We're just getting ready today to send out a press release announcing that we will also, out of this whole award, we will be presenting an icon award to the person nominated by you, by the authors, by the independently published authors and publishers. You will have an opportunity in 2025 to nominate someone for an icon award, and that will be someone who's head and shoulders above everyone else as far as the publishing business, who does a lot, who contributes a lot. You know them. You know some of the people that have done that, and I'm not going to mention any names because you know some and I know some. And so get ready. We'll let you know when to start sending those announcements in, or those nominations. For this year, for 2024, we're naming the icon, and we will be announcing who that is in just a couple of weeks. And we will have a recognition for them either this year or the 1st of next year. Will be an event where we will invite you to be here and meet the person that is the icon. So if you have a book, send it in. We, again, go to the website, give you the address and what to do. So you do have to send a PDF of the book that we can give to the judges. You send a hard copy of the book for us to look at the quality of it, the quality of the cover and the interior, and the back cover content, all of that. We will be looking. The judges, when we have independent judges, some are teachers, some are librarians, some are readers that love to read. And they are going through the process now of checking off. Yes, this book has this. Yes, 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 yes. And they will be letting us know what the results of their judging of the book. And we will name the winners from these judges. So, Aimee, can you think of anything else about it? Because you're great at knowing how to add all the ad-libbing and stuff. Anything else about the awards that I didn't mention?
Well, no, I mean, I think on top of it, right, is self-publishing is a lot more popular than it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, right? And you can put out traditionally published looking books through self-publishing, right? And we talk about that all the time here on AuthorTalk. We talk with all kinds of authors that have published in all different realms, and it's possible to publish the book yourself with having that. With that being said, there's not a whole lot of, there's more now than there was, and there's continuing to grow in that independent field, but there's not a whole lot of resources out there for self-published or independent published authors, right? And so this is one of those resources that is very beneficial and gives them a leg up. And it highlights the quality and the time that you put into your books, right? Because we all know whether you're traditionally published, right, then, you're going to have to pay to market your book. You may not have to pay in production of your book, but you will have to pay to market your book at some point in time. If you're self-published, you've invested all of that time, money, and research hours into putting out the best quality book, right? And so this is a way to kind of honor and respect that on top of it. But there's not a whole lot of other avenues and things like that aren't just money grabs, that aren't going to just be a popularity contest, right? Like we have actual judges and reviewers and stuff that are looking over every part of your book that would be judged. So your cover, your formatting, how it feels, just the whole production aspect of it on top of your story, right? And so, in this industry, we all know, we've talked about this several times. There are so many things that you have to be careful of because there are predators, as I call them, within this whole community. And there are different awards and stuff that you pay X amount of dollars and you can win, right? This is one of the few and rare instances and awards directed towards independent and self-published authors that isn't like that. It's truly based on quality and production and story, right? And talent, right? It takes talent. We all know if I published a book and threw it up there, it would look really great, but grammar would be awful if I didn't hire someone to help me, right? So they're looking for professionally edited books and professionally done covers and done formatting and all of those things, right? So similar in a sense of if you've ever used Book Siren to upload to help you get beta readers and reviews and eyes on your books, they have a certain quality in which they uphold to at the same time, right? And so it's the same one, it's the same thought process that goes behind it with the Fire Book Awards. It's like I said, it's not a popularity contest. So you can be very popular online and high five, we love you. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the talent and the production of your book. At the
But
end of the
don't
day.
stop being popular on Instagram and all that. 'Cause that'll help you sell books.
Yeah, you know, kudos to you. Yeah, kudos to you, but it's not going to help you in this award. So we all know that they're out there books, book awards that are based on a popularity contest or X amount of dollars and la la la. Like we all know that, and that's what happens. And this one isn't truly one of those. And if you need more convincing or anything like that, knowing Sandy and Rita should be enough convincing for you. But if it's not combined, they've been in the publishing industry probably for over 30 years. Rita used to have her own publishing company. She's extremely well known in the publishing community in Houston, as her daughter is on top of that. And Sandy was like on the top 10 most famous people, I would say, in Houston for publicity and social media and all of that. So you definitely, if you want more credibility than any of that, then go check out the website and do all of that. But in the years that I've worked with Sandy and when we started focusing just on authors, the quality and stuff that went into the book production aspect and everything like that. So we understand how to make it look like a traditional book and books that do look like traditional books but are self-published, right? So you just, take that for what it is and food for thought and different avenues for you to go down and to help you be successful. If you are a self-published or independently published author, small presses too. We love you guys. We're not excluding you. But it's just a different avenue. That's one that you can trust that's not going to take you on a ride, right? Because who nowadays really wants that? No, we can't afford that. We don't really want that. So, it's one of those honest things that you should look into and just invest in yourself. You've already invested all this time and money and effort and blood, sweat, and tears. And yes, I mean blood, sweat, and tears, okay? Whether you're typing away or you're handwriting your book, at some point, blood is going to fall and tears are going to fall. Whether they're happy or sad tears, I don't know. And whether I don't even want to know how the blood happened, but I guarantee you it's going to happen at some point or not. So, on top of all of that. So, that doesn't hurt to take a look. So I would go and take a look. Sandy is, known for these kinds of things. I am surprised, Sandy, you are not at more networking events. I mean, I know you're retired, but you loved those. You were the networking.
I love networking. I love, 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 love it. I don't know why I'm not either. I just kind of, I am retired, so I love working with you and Rita and doing this project. But I still like staying home and I've always been, I love my family. So I've always loved having my family over. And and I really enjoyed, meal prep and all this stuff. Cleaning house is not exactly my favorite thing.
You're a meal prepper?
Yeah, I am. I love trying new recipes. And I'm, my husband and I are both diabetics, so I'm working on, recipes that, are good for us, healthy recipes. So, and our granddaughter, of course, lives with us, and she's very healthy. And so, if I do stray, my weakness is blaming Cheetos. So, when I got home from Alaska, I'm like, I want some flaming Cheetos. Because she said we got up the other morning and she looked at me and she goes, "Did you eat your Cheetos in the night last night, Grandma?" And I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "Because your lips are red."
Oh, nice.
So I gave it away, so she's right there to help me. But anyway, so yes, I love being at home, and that's why I don't do as much networking as I do.
Yeah. See, I've picked up your torch, but we both know that in person, okay, in person sober, I am not a
I
networking
was not
person.
going to say anything.
I felt like we were going there, okay? But I'm not a networking person. I'm actually, you probably can't tell it. Being behind the screen and talking and doing video is my comfort zone. I'm really comfortable here. I thoroughly enjoy it. My personality that you get on here is 100% my personality in real life. Like I'm not lying to you or anything
But you
like that.
do great when you speak at these events, though. You're
Well,
awesome.
maybe. I don't really know. Half the time, I don't know. I can be a very shy person. And you can ask Sandy this when we go to networking events. I always kind of uh fuddled around behind Sandy and let Sandy take the lead and do all of those things
Oh no,
because
she headed straight for the wine.
yeah, I did. I'm not even gonna lie. But it's one of those things. So how I am on video and here on Author Talk and stuff is 100% my authentic personality. But when you see me in person, I am shy as hell if I don't know you because I'm sure all of you guys have come to learn and appreciate my personality is a lot. Okay. It's loud and it's just a lot. And I love it and I'm not complaining. And the people around me love it. So that's fine. But it can be a lot. And so if I haven't met you and I've only talked to you online, I haven't talked to you in person, I don't know if we're going to vibe and we're going to click. I am a shy as hell person. And you put me up in front of people that I have to teach, like in October, right? I'm doing the Women in Publishing first in-person event for book marketing. And I am teaching a class behind the computer. Hell, I got this. Oh, slide. Yes, like no big deal. In person, oh no. I'm telling you, it's not even October yet. And I'm freaking out, you guys. One, I'm a terrible flyer and I'm flying by myself. Okay. And then on top of that, you guys know I was diagnosed with IC and I'm still navigating those waters. It's really difficult sometimes, and some days are better than others. And so now I'm doing this trip by myself, flying, which, oh my gosh. And then on top of that, I'm going to be teaching the class. And teaching the class isn't really that big of a deal. I could teach these things in my sleep, but it's getting up there in front of people, right? So yeah, it's not even, we're not even halfway
You're
through
going
August.
to be a big girl.
I know. I'm putting my big girl panties on for this.
I
For
wasn't
you
going to say
authors.
that.
I will say it. For you authors, okay, my big girl panties are going on and I'm coming. So if you were in North Carolina and Charlotte, North Carolina, and you want to check out this event or you want to come meet me in person, if you absolutely adore me, you can come meet me in person. I will be there. I'm going to have a table. I'm trying to convince Sandy to go with me because she's my comfort blanket. Okay. Like, I'm not even going to lie. She's my comfort blanket. But I will be there. I will have a table. I will have goodies for everyone. I will be
Plus,
teaching.
I'm great at taking care of the table while you
I
go
know, but you're just fabulous at networking. You can go network for me and I don't have to talk to people. Like, it's fabulous. But no, so I will be there for sure. We'll be talking about blending publicity and book marketing, even though your book's already come out, right? How can you continue to do that, or how can you do that better after your book's already come out, especially if you have a series, different things that you can do with each book and how to capitalize the success of book one throughout your series when other releases are coming out. So we're going to be talking about all of those things that will pertain to launching a book, haven't launched a book, already have, and what the hell am I doing now? We'll be talking about all of those things. It's not going to be as animated as I am on here because it's going to be in person. Okay, so that's just what's going to happen. But besides that, the Houston Writers Guild is doing their Author Palooza that same weekend. So I will not be there, but Mickey Mickelson, which you guys know is me and him collaborate on a lot of clients together, he will be a featured guest at that event. So if you are in the Houston area or surrounding areas, and you're looking for a publicist or you currently work with Mickey and you would love to meet him, he will be in Houston that weekend at Author Palooza. So go and check him out. On top of that, let's see, outside of that, what else? I'm doing some other author mingling. That's in September. And then, we are on the fence of whether or not this year we're going to do the 12 days of page turners. it's leaning towards yes, it may be structured a little bit differently. But my life this year has been chaotic between moving, my daughter starting school, my husband travels a lot. So I am getting a later start for the holiday season than I am accustomed to. So it's still up for grabs. I'm hoping to have some kind of answer by the end of the week. So stay tuned to see what happens with that, to say the least. Sandy over here is the one that originally started it and has had it going. So we've just continued it in honor of her. So we shall see.
One of the things I always wanted to do was help authors with the marketing. I can't tell you how many times, Aimee, an author would come to me and say, I finished my book and I was so excited. I'm like, I've got a book. And then I find out, oh, but I'm the only one that knows that I have a book. I have a book of manuscripts. I don't have a book. I don't have a cover on it. It doesn't look like a book. I can't sell it. Or maybe you did go to, someone to help you make it look like a book, make it look pretty. But now what do? You spent money doing all that, and now how do you recoup that money? How do you let people know about the book? I have to tell you, it's called marketing. And I've had clients that were like, I don't like marketing. I'm like, you know what? You don't have to like it, but you do have to do it. You have to tell people about your book some way, somehow. And so that was my goal the whole time I had Perceptive Public Relations. My goal was to help people with their marketing and make it as cost effective as absolutely possible. So I did a lot of things that I didn't charge for to give them some visibility. And then some of them became clients, some didn't. That was not a requirement. And one of them was what Aimee now calls the 12 days of page turners. I think I called it the 12 days of holiday giving or something. Something like that. It was all based on the song 12 Days of Christmas. Is that the name of what's the name of the song? Mm-hmm. And so on the first day of Christmas, that song. So we did something every day for 12 days, and the goal was to market the books so we could sell them for Christmas gifts. So if you have a book, and Aimee, I'll be glad to help you with this. I'll be things that I can do online, but I'll be glad to help you with that. I know you're the talent, you're the one that does all the design, but if you need anything else, I'll be glad to help. So, but anyway, it was just a fun thing we did. We did a lot of fun things, didn't we, Aimee? And we had such a good time. I never, ever, ever wanted to retire, but after my husband retired and he was home and wanted to do some travel and stuff, I just, I'm like, okay, I'm going to retire too. And Aimee took over and went with it, and she has been so amazing. I am so proud of you, what you've done with Abundantly Social. We merged the two companies, and she has them now as Abundantly Social. And I mean, you've been absolutely, you're my hero. I've just watched you. I watched you grow up. Not really. She was already in college when I met her, and I was just been really, really blessed. Absolutely blessed to have Aimee in my life. And I love her family. Her two daughters are my grandchildren now. And Josh, love Josh. And of course, your parents. I absolutely adore them. So
we don't have to lie about Josh. It's okay.
No, I don't lie about Josh. You know I love Josh.
We don't have to lie, Sandy. It's okay.
No, poor Josh.
Oh my goodness, no. But I know Russell likes our pissed off Aimee segments, and it's not really a pissed off Aimee segment. It's more of I guess like what irks me, an expectation kind of thing, right? And
pissed off Aimee.
I mean, yeah, we could do that. We could say that. Whatever. It's expectations around book marketing, right? Because I know that we live in like a society nowadays where it's like sometimes it's an instant gratification, right? But when you're doing book marketing, it is not that. It's just not. And sometimes no matter what avenues you try and you do, it just doesn't take off sometimes. Like that just happens. And it's not to say that it's X, Y, and Z or whatever, right? But if you're going to do book marketing, you have got to be a patient person, because it truly is a marathon. And we're talking the long ass marathon. We're not talking, I don't know what the length of a marathon is. I'm not even gonna try to do that.
miles.
Yeah, see, there you go. We're talking like 10 to 15 miles, okay? Like it's truly a really long marathon, and it doesn't always take off. But the benefit of doing it is you get more exposure and you get further out there, right? But it is like boots on the ground. On top of having a book marketing person like me, you also have to go out there and do stuff on your own, even with me. Whether I book you at a Comic-Con if your book is fantasy, or I book you at what's another one, Killer Nashville for thriller suspense. You have to be willing to do those and go to it and do that. And instant gratification doesn't work. And on top of that, when you're in book marketing, deadlines are fabulous and they're great when they come from media and those kinds of things. But you know what? Shit happens and you miss deadlines. And I know that, Aimee doesn't say those things, but it's true. Okay. Deadlines to me sometimes are suggestions, because life happens, technology happens, and just things don't
I
get
love that.
done.
I love that saying. Deadlines are a suggestion.
They are just a suggestion. Okay. Most of the time they're meant to be kept, but sometimes they're just unavoidable. You can't control hurricanes or technology issues. Things just happen. And so you have to be understanding and things of those. And then, book marketing and stuff is great. And going to bookstores is great. But I don't see where there are smaller bookstores now, right? Just to continue on my tangent since I'm here. There are smaller independent bookstores that will do book signings. A lot of them only want the bigger names because of that, right? And so book signings for independent or small press or self-published authors is incredibly hard to get. Okay. Book People in Austin is a fabulous independent bookstore. They are extremely hard to get into unless you have a big four backing. Really difficult, right? And so I would suggest from an independent, self-published, small press author that you don't even attempt to do those, because it's just you're going to run your gears and burn out your engine, and then you're going to feel terrible about yourself because you're going to be like, I can't even get in a bookstore. I would focus on small in-person people avenues, right?
Even
But
if
I don't
you
know.
get into bookstores, Aimee, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but even if you can get in the bookstore, getting people to come to the book signing is even harder. So you can be standing there. I have done it. I've been at bookstores with a client when we stood there for 2 hours and nobody came in, not one person. And so therefore didn't sell any books. And so book signings are very difficult. So back to you, Aimee.
No, it is. It's and I know everybody wants those and they're incredibly difficult. And if you get one, great. If not, okay. Like it shouldn't be a deciding factor kind of thing. And I also think that it should be the expectation going into it that it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? If your book is used as your business card, it's going to take more time because you have to get your name out there in that business industry and in that author industry, right? And so that doesn't always mean you're going to have people pounding down your door. And so you have to understand and know what you're getting yourself into and what you're setting yourself up for, right? So, I mean, those are things that just irk me. But I guess in the grand scheme of it is if you're writing a book and you're retired, right, and you just want to write your book and get it out there and you don't want to do the feet on the ground and stuff, then I would just write your book and put it out there and, make suggestions. If you're writing a book and you're wanting to become a full-time writer and everything, you have to get your hustle on. And that's, even with people like me helping you or another publisher helping you or whatever, you still have to have that like hustle, get up and go kind of attitude to make it happen. And even then it's going to take a long time. It just takes time to build up recognition, following, email, subscribers, all of those things, right? So just, food for thought. We live in an instant gratification time, but it doesn't happen with book marketing. And we all love you and find you to be amazing. Okay, we all do. But you have to set your expectations as realistically as possible. and it's going to take time. It's not something that's going to work in 3 months or 6 months or whatever. And then when it does start working and then you kill it or whatever, then you got to rebuild it. It's this the nature of it, right? Marketing is not for the faint of heart. I will tell you that 100%. So just food for thought, you guys, on Aimee's little tangent, pissed off segment, like Russell likes to call it. And I'm really not mad about it, right? I encounter this every day. I get emails and all those things every day about it. How long is that going to take? Well, X, Y, and Z investment. So what is my reward? What's my ROI? All of those things. I understand all of that. I understand it and I get it, but it is a marathon. It is something that takes time and dedication, and there's not a guarantee that it will work, but it'll get you further out than doing nothing. Right? So food for thought, things to think about in your next venture, just saying.
Things that irk Aimee.
Yes. And I love all of you guys dearly. I do. And I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to put expectations into a realistic point of view. Because sometimes we all think our book is the greatest book out there. And I'm sure that it is. Right. But sometimes other people don't think that. And it takes some convincing to make that happen. Right. Just like I think my kids are precious angels, which everybody on here listening should be laughing because I tell them that I'm held by terrorists most of the day. So, but to me, they're my little precious angels that, terrorize me all day. I'm sure when they go to school, they're not going to be precious little angels all the time. Okay. So it's just setting realistic expectations, realistic goals, and achievable goals, right? So whether you're doing it yourself, you have someone like me doing it or somebody else, or your publisher is willing to do it, or you have a publicist or whatever, just patience is key. Like, what is that saying? Patience is a virtue. What is it? And something like that.
I don't remember the second half of that, though.
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't remember, but it's something like that.
Patience is a virtue. That is the saying.
It is a saying, right? Okay, I was going to say, definitely one of those things, but just food for thought on Aimee's whole, I don't know, thought about it, I guess.
Also, the other saying, which is in the Bible, is tribulation worketh patience. So the way you get patience is to go through things that try your patience.
Tribulation. See, what does that word mean?
I just think of it as things that make you really, really, really question your patience.
Well, okay. Yes, I get that 100%. So, food for thought. Russell will be back. He's flying back from Italy today. So Russell will be back. His book will be available October 22nd. His book 2, Murder by Storm. I showed you the cover last week. It will be up this week for pre-order if you want to go and support our lovely Russell Little and his book coming out. We do have a lot of book launches between August 20th, September 7th, and September 24th. And then Russell's will be October 24th or 22nd. These are just all the ones that I know that I'm a part of. I have other ones also going on between now and then. Please keep in mind, you guys, while we wrap up here, November and December are awful times to launch your book. So please don't do it. It is an oversaturated market. It will be incredibly difficult for you to get any kind of traction on your book, especially if you're running ads or campaigns. So put it off till the new year when you'll have better success. But take advantage of all the holiday things that will be going on that you can promote your books at. So food for thought, word to the wise, wisdom, however you want to label that. But just, remember, I can work miracles, but that's a difficult miracle to work. So keep that in mind. Be strategic when you go to launch your books. But other than that, you guys, we all hope, me and Sandy, hope that you have a great rest of your Monday, a great rest of your week. And until next week, you guys, bye for now, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.